What is up, guys? We are back with another episode of Johnny on the Track, and this one is a little different than some of the other ones we've done, but I'm ready for it because he's excited to be on. I'm excited to have him on. Who is it? We've talked about it. You know, I've glossed over it, but he's a country singer. His name's Baker Grissom. So we're going to talk about his music, his love for music, how he started, all that. But the reason he's on this podcast is because he's actually a big NASCAR fan. So he watched the Daytona 500, obviously. We're going to get his thoughts on that. We're going to get into his racing background, which it looks like someone in his family seems to have been a racer. It seems like he comes from a racing family. So we'll have to ask him about that. I got a question on a Jeff Gordon guitar that I'm looking to get an answer to. So I'm excited. So I'm going to fast forward to that interview now. And again, Baker Grissom, the country singer. So we're going to move forward to that interview. All right. And we now welcome our next guest to the show, Baker Grissom. And Baker is a current rising star, I believe, in the country music industry. He just released his newest single, Turned on Me, on all streaming platforms. He released his EP Saturdays and Sundays in 2019, and he released my favorite song, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Baker, last summer, Drink for That, which is how I discovered him. And I'm just excited to have him on. And most of all, why he's on the show, he's a huge NASCAR fan.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we're ready to have him on. Baker, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to first tell the viewers how I got interested in you. So I'm going to set the scene. So last summer, I'm at the beach and I'm chilling at the beach with my girlfriend. We bring our speaker, and she had made a playlist, or she pulled up one of those random country music playlists on Apple Music. Sure. And so, the songs are going through, and your song, Drink for That, comes on. I'm like, damn, that was a good freaking song. Like, that's a good country song right there.
Thank you.
And then Back to Back, which even makes it better, was then, which again was the first time I'd heard, if you know Travis Denning's After a Few, which,
that's a great song. Yeah.
Two back-to-back awesome songs. And my theory is, so if you know that After a Few went one on like the country music radio thing. So my theory is that everybody was also listening to this playlist. You warmed them up. Your song got the highest views.
I can't take credit for that. That's a great song.
So basically what I'm saying is you have a number one, but so that's what how I discovered you. And again, hopefully, if we're lucky, I'm going to hold you to this. We're going to get a little bit of that song at the end.
Absolutely.
All right. Sounds good. So let's first start with your music career. So just when did you start playing music? How did this become an interest? Let's go through that.
So I kind of fell into it. I was huge in sports, huge in NASCAR. My dad was actually a dirt track racer when I was a kid.
I saw that, but
he still got a car.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But I was huge in any kind of sport there was. About the only thing I didn't play was golf. But about 14 or 15, it seemed like every sport I was in, I started getting hurt. I broke collarbone, broke an ankle, all these kind of different things. So I'm holed up, can't move, bored, 15, 16-year-old. And my mom's like, hey, if you go and you buy a guitar, I'll pay for 2 or 3 months of lessons. And that turned into 6 months. And the guy that I was learning guitar from introduced me to a vocal coach. We worked for like a month or two, and she was like, let's go hit the bars. Just tell them you're 22. We'll sneak you in and we'll start playing. So I start playing barbecue joints and honky tonks and all kinds of things across Arkansas. Go to college, get through that as quick as I can,
Where'd you
and
go, if you don't mind me asking?
University of Central Arkansas,
Okay, cool, cool.
which is it all kind of ties in. So Adam Hambrick, do you know who Adam Hambrick is?
Yeah, he
He
played on The Bachelorette.
he did,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I know
Oh
his.
yeah,
I know a couple of his songs. So my buddy actually plays. My brother went to Belmont for music
okay,
business, and then my buddy plays downtown, also in Nashville. He
yeah,
plays at the honky tonks and stuff as well. So
sure. Um, but I moved up here after I got through college quick as I could. Just did that because my dad didn't have a college degree. He was like, "Look, I'll help you as much as we can with it, as long as you just go." So I just picked something and did it. Got out as quick as I could. Moved up here, kind of wandering around for a couple years, working odd jobs and stuff like people do. And there's this thing back home that my mom gets me to play, and it's in where UCA was at the college, and Adam Hambrick was there. So I meet him, and he kind of connects a lot of dots for me up here. But I don't know, strange thing, but yeah,
all right, well that's interesting. And so you're still buddies now with Adam? Is that correct?
yeah, good
So
buddies.
that must have been cool when you saw him playing on The Bachelorette.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, my girlfriend and all kinds of people were calling me, going, "My mom, did you see Adam on The Bachelorette?" So I don't watch it, but I did that episode. So
That's awesome. So let's go to. So you're obviously a country music fan, right? I would assume.
yeah.
So who are kind of your inspirations? As your music career growing up and now. Yeah, take me through those.
The first ones would have definitely been George Strait and Alan Jackson, because I would hop in the car with my dad when he'd go to these races, and every time George would come on, he'd turn it up just a little louder. He was like, "Well, that's a good country song."
Yeah.
And so I immediately thought that was cool as like a 3, 4 year old kid. And it's grown from there, and I've gotten in all kinds of different music. But that's definitely where it started.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll preview. We're gonna do a little. We do this game called Fastest Lap Trivia, and I'll
Yeah.
get into the rules as we go. But I don't know if you're good at music trivia, but I changed it up a little bit. Usually we ask the NASCAR, the guests,
Okay.
NASCAR oriented trivia question, but we're gonna do some country music ones if that's all right with you.
All right, we'll see how I do. Yeah.
All right, sweet. So I want to go into drink for that and your newest single, Turned on Me. Give me like what inspires you most? What's the biggest inspiration that says, all right, this is gonna make me like write a badass song?
Um Usually I'm just trying to write a half-ass song. Just trying to be decent. Trying not to suck. But no, the drink for that song was me and my buddy Mark Oriot were at this place on Music Row at about midnight, I think, is when we started, because we were both working jobs at the time, and that's the only time you got to write. You stay up at night and do the thing. So I think he had brought a 12 or 24 pack of beer. And we started drinking and went through 3 or 4 or 5 titles and didn't have anything. And he was kind of like, "Well, there's a drink for that when the song ain't going right or whatever." And that's how it came about. And it took us a couple times to write it, but that's where that one came from.
Okay. How about your newest one?
That was actually not my idea. That was Ben Stennis's idea.
Okay.
He's also who produced it. Really talented guy. He just kind of came in with that little feel to it and that
Yeah.
title. And we wrote it. So
Awesome. Both great songs, and
thank you.
I encourage anybody listening and who will be listening. I believe this is going to be dropping Thursday. Go check this guy out. He's really good. He's really talented, and so he's Baker Grissom on Instagram. And you're not very active on Twitter, is that correct?
That's true.
All right, all right. So we'll have him go to the Instagram,
Hey,
and
when
yeah.
shows and stuff come back, we'll get on the Twitter and stuff. But
All right, perfect. So my last question in the music side of all this, and then we'll get into the racing stuff, which will be fun. But
Yeah.
What do you think? What's that next step? What's the hope?
Well, right now there's not a lot of touring stuff, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to write the best songs I can and get them pitched to artists to cut them. Guys, a little bit up the ladder for me. Kind of see where that goes, and my own stuff. Where we're putting out some new stuff. Got some ideas for this year. Going to do something in the middle of the year that I'm really excited about. It's not quite done yet, but just trying to put out the best music and write the best music I can right now till we can get back on the road.
Yeah, yeah, we're rooting for you, man. And yeah, I'm excited for that stuff. Whenever it comes out, I'll be rooting, I'll be listening. So, so I guess I got another question in music career. Have you ever been up? So I'm from New England. Have you ever
Yeah.
been up north to New England?
I've been to New York City.
Okay.
I haven't
Well,
quite been all the way up to Boston. I'm supposed to go. One of my best buddies from Nashville is from Boston,
okay.
uh, and he's getting married, I think, in October or something. So I'm going for the first time, assuming that it's still on and everything. But
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when things get back to normal, I
yeah,
expect you to make a trek up to somewhere in New England and give us a
absolutely,
good show.
absolutely,
All right, perfect.
love
So
that.
now let's move into your, your racing background, everything racing. So my first question is: you mentioned that your dad was a dirt racer, still is a dirt racer. Take me into that background.
Well, he really only runs once or twice a year now, and he'll skip a year or two in between. He doesn't do it serious like he used to. But yeah, whenever I was a kid, him and his dad was a mechanic, he was a mechanic, I mean that's all they did in their spare time was work on race cars. So it
Yeah.
was fun.
What was your go-to track down there, or what was he racing down there?
Um, there's Batesville where Mark Martin is from. I was a huge
Okay.
Mark Martin fan.
Yeah.
I like that track. There's I-30. There were several up. He's from a little town called Pocahontas. There's a speedway up there. There's one there at Jonesboro. Several different ones.
Okay. So, obviously most of the tracks up here, asphalt and that kind of
Yeah,
thing. So I've actually never been to a dirt track. I've never seen a dirt track race. Obviously, I've watched World of Outlaws and stuff like that. But my buddy, who he's from originally from Illinois, and then he moved to Rhode Island with me, and now he
sure.
lives in Nashville. The guy playing music, um, he every time he's like, yeah, you watch NASCAR, so do I, but you got to get your ass to a dirt track race. Like
Yeah,
that's real racing. I'm like,
yeah,
I'll try when I get a chance to go back down there.
yeah. I mean, you have to. They're going to do NASCAR on dirt. I think
Yes.
in the spring sometime at
Yeah,
Bristol.
Bristol. Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
It's going to be great.
I
I'm
was
gonna try
talking.
to go over there.
Yeah, definitely. That should be that's a must watch to me. And I was talking to the first guest we had on. His name's Will. He said he thinks the ratings for that can be through the roof if correctly promoted. I'm sure you can agree. Uh,
Sure. Yeah.
if they because there's a lot of people that they love the roots of NASCAR, that kind of dirt
Yeah.
atmosphere, but they don't really watch the big stuff, the big races. Maybe they watch the 500, but I think that could, be something that gets like a casual diehard dirt fan to watch. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
So I want to get your thoughts on the Daytona 500. Uh, it took a while,
It did.
everything. I mean, it took a while from, we had that huge rain delay and even the racing, it didn't,
Huge wrecks.
it's I mean, that first wreck. And then from there on, they were racing single file. So, what were your thoughts? What were you thinking?
Um, I'm not gonna say I was crazy surprised. I went down there. It wasn't the 500, but it was the July 4th race. My parents took me and my sister down there, and I think the race started at 10 o'clock at night after it rained all day. And my sister's like 6 years old at this point, and we're sitting in the fans. And everybody's just plowed drunk around us. It was funny, but no. Once the racing got started, I mean, it felt like it went like that. Like,
Yeah.
they feel long on TV, and a lot of people want to shorten them, but I mean, they go by quick
Yeah.
once you're there.
Especially when they're racing. What'd you think of the fact that from that 15th lap, and aside from those green flag pit stops, you know, what were your thoughts on single file racing for so long?
Uh, that's kind of how it goes sometimes. I don't know exactly why it happens that way sometimes, but a lot of it'll be packed for a while, and then they'll line up and they ride around for a while, and then it starts getting crunch time, and they get back together and things get wild. Um, no, I thought Hamlin was going to win
I
for a
did.
while.
Yeah.
He just looked stronger than everybody. All the Toyotas did, and then
Yeah.
kind of
Had a
changed.
good car. Martin, I mean, obviously Martin got, wrecked early, but I mean, he still put on a good race, even with half a car. He was still going pretty fast. And obviously Kyle had a good car, but yeah, I just think at the end there, with Logano and Keselowski and obviously McDowell behind, but I think the Chevys had a chance to really make a run on that last lap. I think Dylan was fourth and Chase was like right behind him and Priest was right there. I think the Chevys had a chance and they kind of blew it.
Yeah, I thought Chase was actually going to be the winner of the race whenever because he looked like he'd gotten ahead, but the caution was earlier than that. And
Yeah,
that guy got a run. They were saying his spoiler was broken or something like that.
I heard
Uh,
that.
McDowell or 34. That
Yeah,
was actually Dad's number. So I was like, hey, 34. That's what we're talking about.
that's awesome.
He got that big run off it didn't matter, but he ended up winning the race. So
Yeah, yeah,
happy for him.
yeah. I mean, congrats to that guy. I mean, that's his first race, and I think he's been in the Cup Series for almost 15 years. So
Wow. Yeah.
kudos to him for getting the big one. So let's go into, you talked about you're a Mark Martin fan, from being from that area. Who's your current guy? Who's your driver right now? One, you can give me five, whatever it might be.
I got a couple. I'm starting to be a big Blaney fan.
Okay.
Of course, I root for Chase Elliott and those kind of guys. I always like Keselowski for some reason.
All right.
I don't know. Um, I don't have one guy anymore. Honestly, it was Martin, and then it was Junior, and now it's kind of like I got a couple of them I pull for.
Yeah, so I'm the same way. Like growing up, when I started watching early, it was Jeff Gordon. That was
Yeah,
it. I only rooted for Jeff Gordon. And if Jeff didn't win, I was just like, well. And I mean, Dale Jr. was easy to root for, but
yeah,
I always wanted Jeff, the car, his persona, his personality, everything. I was always rooting for him. But now, yeah, I mean, I've got 6, 7 guys I root for each week, and a lot of it now is based on location. So, like Ryan Priest, I'm actually having his crew chief on as a guest this
that's
week as
awesome,
well.
man.
So that should be cool.
Right.
But he's from the Connecticut area, so I root for guys like him.
Yeah.
Uh, Kaz Grala as well as from Boston. He qualified, he didn't do that well, but and then of course Blaney, Elliott, those kind of guys. So yeah, I mean, I think when you start growing up a little bit, you kind of appreciate them for what they do.
Sure. Sure.
So I want to ask you this question because I saw you with a Jeff Gordon guitar.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What is that? Tell me
That,
about
that-
that.
that's actually not mine. That's my buddy's.
Okay.
So there's this little pawn shop down south of Nashville that one of my buddies is always going and pulling cool shit out of. And he came back with a Bobby Labonte 18 green guitar. And my other buddy got jealous, so he went to the same pawn shop looking for one, and they had a Gordon one, so he got it.
Is it signed?
Fake sign.
It's
It's
a
like
fake.
it's fake. I mean, I think the guitar is like $30. They don't play well. They just look cool on the lake, and you don't have to worry about if they end up in the water. So
Yeah. So I saw that in one of the pictures, and I was like, damn, there's no way he has a signed Jeff Gordon guitar. If he has a signed Jeff, I'm gonna be pissed. That was a good picture though. I enjoyed it, and I'm glad I got we got the full story now. So now I
Yeah,
know.
it's a fake. It's a fake.
So I'll show you this.
I was noticing that. I love that.
Yeah, so this is a die-cast collectible of his
Yeah.
2000 car, and it's got the thing over there, the authenticity, but it's a complete replica. And so
Cool.
I actually just got this at kind of like a shop like that in the middle of nowhere, Maine.
Those
Uh,
are the best places.
yeah, yeah. So it's actually funny. So I was driving to Sunday River to do some skiing, and we're passing by, and there's a couple like sporting shops, and buy a snowmobile here and stuff like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
this kind of seems like something where a middle of nowhere racetrack would be. And I said that to my girlfriend. I'm like, I have a feeling there's a racetrack soon. Minute later, there's a giant ass racetrack in the middle of nowhere, where they do like open wheel stuff. And then we keep going about another, I don't know, 2 minutes, and there's a collectible store. And I'm like, I know this place is gonna have some fire NASCAR stuff. We're
Mhm.
stopping. And so that's where I get this.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Man, I used to have like 100 of those little die-cast cars when I was a kid. Those little Hot Wheel, but NASCAR version of them.
Yes.
I loved them things.
Yeah,
I
man.
still got a couple.
I have a Dale Jr. one, and I definitely have a Jeff one. But yeah, I agree. They don't make them like they used to, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So how about, do you have a pick this season where you're saying, I think this guy's going to win the championship?
Um,
You can give us a couple.
I'd probably go with Hamlin, man.
All right.
I'd I'd probably go with him. That would be my pick. I think I'm gonna root for Blaney. He's kind of growing on me.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be the guy I pull for. I wouldn't hate to see Chase Elliott win another one. I mean, he represents the sport well.
Yeah.
My mom was a big Bill Elliott fan after Mark Martin. That was like her number two. So, yeah, I'd say probably Hamlin. Of course, Harvick's gonna be there, but
Yep. Hamlin and Harvick. I think Kyle will have a resurgence year.
yeah,
I talked about this on an earlier podcast, but I think I hope Blaney has a good year, but he was a big disappointment last year.
yeah,
And again, the guy I had, we talked about Blaney quite a bit, but I think an underdog is Austin Dillon.
really,
He came in and he was hot off the press. This is the guy. This is the Wonder Boy, and it took him a little bit. It still has taken him a little bit, but I think this is the year where we see him win 3-4 races and really compete.
he ran good the other day, so
Yeah,
he keep doing
absolutely.
that.
All right, so it's time. We're gonna play it. It's everybody's favorite game now,
All
and
right,
I say that
what we got?
I say that loosely, but we're gonna do it. So it's fastest lap trivia. How it works is we're gonna ask you. Usually, we ask the guest one question in which they have to answer it in the fastest lap time ever recorded at the track. But since they're at the road course this week, they're at the Daytona road course. We
I
got to
got a
ask
lot,
a few
man.
questions. you get a good amount of time here. um, I want to do it this way, and if you say no, nah, let's do it the normal way. But I want to do it where I'm going to give you as many guesses for the first question and one guess for the second question. Is that fair?
Yeah,
All right. All right. So the fastest lap time ever recorded Daytona road course actually was, I believe, last year, was a minute 33 seconds. So, but 0.685. So we'll round it up. We'll go a minute 34 seconds. So you get that much time to answer both these questions. And again, they're country music questions because we got to put a little twist on this, right? So let me get my nifty timer up. You nervous? You a little nervous for this?
no, I was trying to figure out who the fastest, Eric Almirola or somebody. Who would be the?
So no. So it's actually it was an F1 car that broke the record.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't know that. Yeah.
So I don't know his name, but that's the fastest lap time. And again, I think it was 2019 or it was last year.
Sure.
But so the time will be starting as soon as this question is asked. Are you ready?
Let's go.
All right. So the first question in 1995, Brooks and Dunn, hopefully you're a Brooks and Dunn fan, released this number one hit single in which Kix Brooks had the lead vocals. This was the only song sung by Kix to reach number one. Time has started.
Oh, I know the song. It's "Still Smell Your Perfume." Um, oh, what is that song? Come on. It's about he's chasing around all the honky tonk bars, and everybody says they haven't seen her. What is the name of the song? Ah, am I on the right song at least?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
Uh,
I see if I can think of some without.
Hey, still smell her perfume.
No,
No, not that one.
that one didn't reach number one.
Oh
Keep
shit!
going, keep going, keep going.
It's not Neon Moon.
No.
That's what is Kicks? Man, I don't know. I don't have it. You got me stumped. You got me stumped on the first question.
I'll pause the time. So it's one of my favorite Brooks and Dunn songs. And I'm upset I couldn't think of, I don't know, I can't think of the lyrics without saying, the name of the song. But so it's actually, You're Gonna Miss Me When I'm Gone. You know that one?
You're gonna miss me. You better kiss me. You're gonna miss me when
There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know that was the number one song.
yes, so that is the only song where Kix had the lead vocals that was a number one.
I was a fan of theirs, but not like huge. I'll go back and listen to the greatest hits, but I didn't get into them till like college, like big. I mean, I listened to them, but yeah.
That's fair. So we'll give you the second question anyway. So another one of my favorite songs, and I'm obviously a big Brooks and Dunn fan. So the second one in 2001, Blake Shelton. We'll see if you're a Blake Shelton fan. Released his debut album with the number one hit single "Austin" being the main song. What was the name of that album?
Oh, okay. Austin.
No. so, so, so I asked my girlfriend this question.
Blake Shelton.
There it is. There it is.
That's what they all did. Like Joe Nichols was Joe Nichols. All of them did that. Yeah.
So that is so funny because I asked my girlfriend this question. She also got the first one wrong. She said Red Dirt Road, and then she said Neon Moon. I said you can't just name the biggest songs they ever made. It's but so I asked her this question, and she said, "Oh, it's Austin." Like, no, it's a lot easier. She's like, "Oh, his first album, Blake Shelton," and I said, "Yep." So that's funny that you said the same thing there.
Yeah, they
But
don't do that anymore like they
they don't
used
do
to.
that anymore. They don't. But yeah, I'm a Blake Shelton guy.
Me
I'm
too.
a Dunn guy. So yeah, that's all right. You had. I would say we're gonna give you a B minus. Is that fair?
I think you're grading easy, but
All
I'd
right.
have
Well,
probably done better on the NASCAR trivia, to tell you the truth.
we'll. All right. Fair enough. How about this one? Just
Uh,
add to it one more. So this is the one we did last week for the 500. Let's see if you can get this one. Um, who recorded the fastest lap ever at Daytona?
Bill Elliott. Yeah.
There it is. Redeemed himself.
Man, I get all kinds of good NASCAR stories. My neighbor, he used to work on Jimmy Spencer's pit crew and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I get all kinds of stories. Whenever it's summertime, he doesn't hang outside much in the winter, but yeah, all kinds of stories from him.
Well, you know what? We should have done some NASCAR stuff because I think that would have been good questions. But We got to change it up. We got to change it up, and we're still trying this.
Right.
I've told the guests we're trying different things. We actually did a game last week with you. Have you heard of a guy named Randy the Plumber?
I don't think so.
You gotta check him out. He's a comedian. He does a lot of
Okay.
NASCAR like spoof videos, and he's on TikTok. He's funny. Um,
Great.
yeah, so we did a game with him called Clogged or Clean, and basically we would show him like NASCAR, decals, paint schemes, and he
Sure.
would grade them, and he would say, if it was good, it would be clean, and if it was shit, it would be clogged. So that's one of the other things we've done. And he wants us to bring it back with different guests. So we'll
You
have,
should.
yeah.
You should.
All right. Well, I think it's come to that time where you owe us a little live show because it's been difficult. Like I said, a huge country music fan. I love going to concerts. I've been to. I don't even know how many to count. 90% of them being country, but this is tough, man. Without being in the Northeast, I know you guys probably play, the honky tonk bars, and people can go watch that stuff. But it's tough not being able to go out and see a concert.
Yeah. I mean, I miss playing and going to them
Yeah,
both.
yeah,
They're blast. There's just something different about it, man.
yeah. I agree. I agree. All right, what you got for us?
Drink for that. That's what you asked for. That's
Yeah,
what you
let's
got.
do it.
If ever somebody meets somebody, or somebody ain't coming back, for every reason why you wanna raise one high, there's a drink for that. There's shots in the hands of bag cover bands, bachelorettes drinking down doubles. There's a couple warm cans missing from the old man. There's kids out stirring up trouble. There's one for the guy make a jukebox cry with his two left feet. There's one for the in-laws, one for the outlaws, one for the woman won't leave. If somebody meets somebody, there's somebody ain't coming back. For the dirt floor, pour the money, the Dixie cup, the glass. If you just got paid or had a bad day, the future or the past. Every reason why you wanna raise one high, there's a drink for that. Yeah, for that picture of a night, lips sealed tight, and a friend that won't let you forget it. For that girl out there crying how it ain't fair, and the judge making her pay the ticket. For them boys taking turns till the bonfire burns, passing Jack Daniels around. One bouncing like a bobber, boat in the water, sunset sinking on down. For every somebody meets somebody, for somebody ain't coming back. For the dirt floor, for the money, the Dixie cup, the glass. If you just got paid or had a bad day, the future or the past. Every reason why you wanna raise one high, there's a drink for that. Yeah, so here's the whiskey, vodka, and tequila. To the Jaeger bombs and margaritas. To the homemade wine and homemade shine. And that Papa Top to put you on a good time. Every somebody meets somebody, somebody ain't coming back. For the dirt floor, pour the money, the Dixie cup, the glass. Ever just got paid or had a bad day, the future or the past. For every reason why you wanna raise one high, there's a drink for that. Yeah, for every excuse you got not to turn loose, there's a drink for that.
There he is, Baker Grissom, in his girlfriend's home, but where he feels most comfortable behind the guitar, and that was awesome. Thank you so much. I mean, again, I'm a huge fan of that song.
Thanks, man.
It'll get there. It'll. I'm telling you, it'll be number one. I'm telling you. I usually can call when I hear a song. I'm like, that's gonna be a big one. So
Well, I hope you're right. I
I'm
appreciate it.
yeah.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad we did this. I appreciate you coming on, and I'm going to hold you to coming up to New England and playing us a show. Is that fair?
Let's do it.
All
Let's
right.
do it. You
All right.
just let me know where the spots are. I'll be there.
Yeah, absolutely. Will do.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Baker Grissom, Johnny on the track here. And yeah, thank you.